3, 2, 1. Oh, look, we're live.
This is 2OF Entertainment.
Good morning, everybody. How are you? Oh, there we go. Got a little worried. My lighter doesn't want to light.
Afternoon.
Well, the show airs at 6 o'clock in the morning, so that's why I say good morning. But good afternoon to you guys.
Good evening as well. Good morning.
Good evening.
Good
It's-
morning. Good afternoon. Good evening.
You are the good afternoon, good evening. Yeah.
I'm the good
There we
morning.
go. Now, little birdie tells me, Stephen,
Yes.
Yes.
that last time it was a good idea to let the audience know what this show is about. So this show is about spitballing ideas and errant discussion while smoking cigars and having a nice drink. We wanted to share with your audience what it is us folk chat about when we're having a decent cigar. And I call it a truth serum, by the way.
Yes.
That is what the show is about. And our theme this week, very specifically, is big spenders. If we're going to invite dinner guests and we want big spenders, who they might be, fictional, non-fictional. I noticed that one of the trio has disappeared just now, and he's beamed back into the room. Now,
He's a big spender, that's why.
Usman is our resident expert cigar sommelier, and he's going to tell you, I know I talk quite a lot, but he's going to tell you what I'm smoking. So, Usman, what am I smoking? Can you tell from the smoke itself what I'm smoking?
That I can tell you? No, trust me. I don't
you-
have
Let me
that
hold up
magic.
the
When you smell the
Let me
cigar
hold
through
up
the
the cigar.
screen, can you tell?
Let me hold up the cigar, and I want you to tell Stephen and our audience what I'm smoking.
Okay. Okay. If
there
you
we
were
go.
gonna do this, you should have told all of us so that we could have all smoked this, because this
Yes.
one is the most special trio, Pagas Culebras. The
Pagas
snake.
Culebras. That's right. The snake, shaped like a snake. 3 cigars that are twisted together. You have to take the band off and unwind them. And a lot of people wonder how the draw of the cigar is. It's perfect. Is there any history associated with this cigar,
It's
Usman?
beautiful. Yes, sir. It's said that originally all the torcedores and cigars per day during their shift so that they can smoke it. And to keep them intact and to not lose them and to keep it like easy, what they would do is they would just put a drawstring or a thread to just tighten them all 3 together. And he took the form of becoming what we know as Culebras, because they saw these are some great cigars looking like twisted.
That's right.
We lost you.
I'm
We
feeling
don't hear you. There you go.
Are in the same band. Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Now we hear you. Now we hear you.
Okay, yeah. So they're all in the same band, and what you have to do is you have to share them. I love them because this is something which brings the sharing part together. 3 great friends sitting together, open one box, 3 cigars.
By the way,
and just
I don't
so
share with
we're
everyone.
clear-
I smoke all 3 on my own, one after the other after the other. Forget the sharing nonsense.
I was just going to say, just so we're clear, the other 2 of your partners on the show didn't get one of those.
And
also
nor did David. As
purposely, we always cut David out of anything we got. In fact, we all got humidors from a sponsor, and David got nothing. In fact, next week we're all getting Lamborghinis. David doesn't get a Lamborghini. I'm sorry,
That's
David.
right.
So I feel bad for him, but how bad can I really feel? He doesn't smoke.
And when you float this TV show for $1 billion, he won't give you anything either. I think that's where the trade-off is.
Well, that's what's funny. David. Yesterday we do something called Vaguely True or Vaguely News with Rob Vega, and after the show, David's like, "I have too much post-production and pre-production stuff. I can't be on that show." I was like, "Okay." So Rob's like, okay, so it's just you and I. I'm like, this will be interesting. So David is doing more in the background because David, when we started this, really wanted to be in the background more than he wanted to be up front. So I think he's still going to do Lost Dollar and a couple other shows, but really
David
he
is
likes
the
to
anchor.
be.
David is the anchor of your show. He's the anchor.
He's something of a show. We're not sure yet. But yes, but David does great work, and behind the scenes, all the graphics and all the music and all the ideas, that's all David. The rest of us just sit here and look pretty. So,
gentlemen, what are you smoking?
I am smoking the Pig number 9, and it's a beautiful smoke. And I got the Churchill version of it because I didn't realize we were going to do something special. I was going to smoke my CAO Brazilian Amazon, but I said to myself, when I realized that I'm the only one dressed today, because that's how it goes, that I should be smoking something. Well, you're hungover from last night.
I'm dressed like the Brazilian.
Yes, you are. I should have smoked my Brazilian. But anyway, this week I'm smoking the Pig number 9, and it's a beautiful smoke, and I'm enjoying it very much so far. I'll let you know at the end of the show.
Any particular notes you're getting from the Pig number 9? When you go, what do you get on the back of your tongue, in your sinus? What do you get on the tip of your tongue?
The Macallan Rare Cash that I'm drinking.
Excellent.
There you go.
Thank you very much, because otherwise I was going to say something about the cigar. The only thing he would have been getting is poison, extreme hard kicks in the back, and that's it.
That will get the sponsors in. That will get them in.
Yeah,
yes, well done.
That's the feeling I get when I smoke this cigar. So,
and here's the best part: they won't be a sponsor.
What are you smoking, Usman?
Yes, Usman.
Right. So I am smoking from the retro Linea series. This is the Hoyo de Monterrey Souvenir Deluxe. It's a Petit Corona size. It is one of the new range that Habanos came up with last year. So far they have
60s,
now
70s style tins that you can put in your top pocket.
Yes, absolutely. And this is from February 23. So this is my last. Yeah, so this is the last one in the tin, which means I need to source more. And yeah, so that's what I'm gonna smoke. It is Hoyo de Monterrey Souvenir Deluxe from Habanos, from the Linea Retro.
All right. Well, listen, we know the Habano people watch, so let's go, people. We need cigars. Start shipping cases and crates over. You know what I'm saying? Like a container full would be good.
It would take you to say
our loyalty can be bought. Just so we're clear. So.
Yes, yours can.
that is true. I am just waiting for when and what is the outcome of the last night's debate going to be. So we know whether you're gonna get a lot of cigars there and stop us from getting cigars, or we're gonna stay blessed as we are.
I think we so the debate last night, before we get into who we want as the dinner guests between Dumb and Dumber, was a sad state of affairs for America in general. I said to the guys in the Lost Dollar Business Club, we were texting this morning because we have the show after this show. We were talking about if it wasn't real life, so to speak, it would have been hysterical as a Saturday Night Live skit. But unfortunately, it's real life. You've got Joe Biden, and listen, God bless you, Joe, but you got to go. I love you, but you need to go. Michelle Obama or Gary Newsom need to step up because they can win the election. The Republicans, after seeing Trump not responding to, will you concede the election if you lose? You're basically a Nazi, and you're gonna go after your political opponents like Hitler did, and he didn't say no. So after seeing that, if you want to live in Germany 1932, you will elect Trump. And the Democrats, if you're serious about beating Trump, then you're going to have to get somebody in there, whether that's Newsom or not.
Stephen, may I just say something?
Sure.
You mentioned a key word. Thank you, Mr. President, for watching Donald Trump.
Oh God.
Thank you very much.
I was waiting.
Nice to have you on the show again.
When was Raza gonna invite him? When was Raza gonna say?
Chris is doing it now. He's inviting Donnie now.
Yeah.
Yes. We know Donnie watches the show, and Riza invites him every week. And we're like, you don't even have to smoke cigars. You can just come on the show, and you can just tell everybody how you're going to be a dictator. And we're hoping that he does. Yeah.
If it's possible,
sure.
On the note of Donald Trump, is it possible to kick the show off?
what your show's already started. What do you want to do?
In terms of our first guests.
Big spender.
Oh yeah, you please go ahead. I already know where this is going.
So the clues are there. The show
Is he orange?
already has been building up to my first guest.
He's orange.
Oh, wow.
Someone who spends lavishly,
Mm-hmm.
someone who spends altruistically, helps many people
Oh, not
sort
him.
of under the covers.
Okay. Oh, under the covers. It's him.
Beautiful real estate, surrounded by the accoutrement of lavish lifestyle.
Uh-huh.
The clues were there at the beginning of this show. My first guess is going to obviously be Michael Jackson.
There you go. I would agree.
And
Michael got to have MJ.
Michael Jackson was not someone that had originally come to my mind. And I was thinking, I mean, I leave it to the last moment to pick my guest, primarily because I have a complete mental block. Having announced last week what we could have as a theme for this show, I go into total mental block phase.
Right.
I had a conversation yesterday with Usman. We were spitballing ideas. And literally 5 minutes before the show started, Michael Jackson's face popped into my brain. Obviously, one of the big spenders. I mean, from buying chintz for around the house for like millions and millions of dollars, for buying exotic animals, for buying the Beatles back catalog, for example, like on a whim.
Yep. Do you know the story? Do you know the story behind that? The Beatles catalog he bought? Do you know the story?
I think he had a conversation. Paul McCartney recommended that he buy something.
No. He and Paul McCartney were at dinner. And Paul McCartney said to him, "It's really good if you can buy the catalog of artists."
Yes.
And he was already planning to buy the Beatles. And the next, I'm making up the days, but like on Thursday, Paul McCartney told him that. And on Friday, they announced that Michael Jackson owned the Beatles catalog. And Paul McCartney was livid. He's like, "I'm at dinner with this, you know what? And he could have told me that he was going to buy our catalog, and he didn't." So he was livid about that.
There's a bit of an ego contest there. If it's the sale, it's the sale, whoever buys it.
Yeah.
But I thought that Michael Jackson would not only be a really interesting dinner guest. I don't think he would smoke a cigar with me, though, with all those hyperbolic chambers.
But if you had a little boy or a chimpanzee, he would do stuff, you know.
Gosh. On the
someone's really not happy, but someone really doesn't like Michael Jackson.
That was the Michael Jackson electrical gremlin style interruption. But I couldn't think of a more lavish spender than Michael Jackson. But then in that 5 minutes before the show, I came up with a couple. But Michael Jackson is pretty much up there in terms of interesting dinner guests who spend shitloads of money. Oh, gosh. And
these are all mine.
And I thought that would be my opening move. I hope you guys like it, and I hope you guys are up to the challenge of getting me big spenders at that level. Who's next?
Wait a minute, at that level? Oh, God. My guys are going to pee all over Michael, and I think he liked it. But anyway, Usman, what do you have?
You're talking
Okay.
anyway.
I never speak ill of the dead. Sorry.
Yeah. So the serious one amongst us being me, when it comes to the guests.
Sure.
Okay. So for today, the first dinner guest I have, you guys by now know that I am obsessed with the guy, or I really like the guy. For me, it is Muhammad Ali Jinnah, the founder of Pakistan once again. And why I say that is that if you search in history and if you learn more about him, he was one of those extremely well-dressed, well-mannered people from his time who did not only go to the best colleges in the world and all of that, but he would at that time go to Henry Poole and Co., who still maintain the ledger where, Savile Row. So in which two of their absolutely distinguished customers were Winston Churchill and Muhammad Ali Jinnah, and they published them in their book as well. So why I say that is from a positive content. I mean, lavish spending can be of any type. If somebody is blessed and somebody has that, they can use it to whatever advantage they want to. So I think Muhammad Ali Jinnah was one of those people who not only did a lot for the humanity and a lot for the Muslims of the subcontinent by giving them Pakistan, but also maintained his, very well and high standards of living in terms of what he used to
So you've
wear,
gone
what he
for
used to.
classy spender rather than
Yeah,
lavish spender. That's what you've done.
Wow.
yeah,
You've interpreted it in that direction.
yes,
Hmm.
sir. But that's my first
Hmm.
dinner guest.
That's
Wow.
it.
That
Hence,
is.
That's it.
yeah.
But I
Yeah.
win that round
No,
because
I haven't gone
in
yet.
lavish
Oh no,
spending round,
no.
in terms
Yeah,
of
I haven't
lavish
gone yet.
spending,
No, no,
Michael
we
Jackson's
are
out
waiting.
there.
No, we're
No.
waiting for the Chinese to come. We're waiting the
No,
Chinese
no.
to
I'm going to
invade.
win. I know
Oh no.
Stephen has
Oh
got the
no.
top Michael
Oh no.
Jackson.
No. This guy, and I have a list of about 50, and some I wrote out, and some I had a handwrite. But this guy is going to make Michael Jackson look like a pissant. And let me
Donald
just
Trump.
read what. Not your love brother. Let me explain what this guy has. Just so we're. This gentleman is known for his immense wealth. He owns a fleet of luxury cars, reported around 7,000 luxury
I
cars,
know the answer.
supercars.
I'm going to guess your answer.
Go ahead.
The Sultan of Brunei.
Congratulations. Yes, he has several private jets and the world's largest private residence.
That is a
Yep.
seriously good. That's a seriously good. It's almost at the Michael Jackson level. So respect there. I
Yeah.
think Usman might have the classy win.
He has the classy win. I have the trillionaire win. This guy's a trillionaire. Let's not even bullshit about it. This guy is a trillionaire. Their family has been trillionaires since many years ago.
A gazillionaire. Let's call him a gazillionaire.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
We had the pleasure of doing some work many years ago in the country. An interesting country, interesting people. And let me just say, yes, this guy
He
is
he
up
has
there.
a name. He has a name.
He has a name. It's
Prince
Sultan of Brunei.
Jeffrey.
No,
Prince
it's Hassanal. His last name is Bolkiah, and he was born in 46.
His name is Sultan Hassan Bolkiah.
Thank
Is
you
it?
very
Oh,
much.
Prince Jeffrey's his brother. Sorry, I do apologize. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Prince Jeffrey doesn't have anything on this guy. Prince Jeffrey only has 1,000 supercars.
And none of them have anything on Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson could spend, okay, if Michael Jackson had $100 million, he would spend $100 million. The Sultan of Brunei has got $6 gazillion, and so what if he spends $1 billion? You know what I mean?
Yeah, but he makes $100 million a second in interest, so I don't think he can spend it quick enough. I spoke to him the other day.
You guys are getting me serious on this one. On the second dinner guest, I'm going to spray you both.
You got to bring your A game when you come to this show. This is not like some namby-pamby show. Like I literally we got off the show last week. We got off the show last week, and I was like, oh, we want to go with big spenders, lavish. So I researched it, and then I have a staff, and I was like, that stuff for an investment banking. And go, you need to do some research. And so we researched,
start making cold calls.
Meeting, and we made phone call, and we were like, who is of all time? So we have, if some of them won't make it, they'll be honorable mentions. But we have everybody from every century, millennia, all, and just so we're clear, not Richie Rich. All mine are fiction. All mine are nonfiction.
then why not Donald Trump? You should have been there.
DTs. Donald Trump is like the ethereal spirit that hangs
and you would have made Raza happy. And you would have made Raza happy with that.
He could pick Mr. Trump. I am not picking because Mr. Trump has no money. He's got he literally.
That's what I'm saying.
Hang on,
that is exactly what I'm trying to go and say. Yeah. Someone who has no money still spends.
You know what I like about Donald Trump? Let me just clear this up. Do you know what I like about Donald Trump? Let me tell you.
Oh God!
What I like is that some stage he decided. I've got all this money and wealth. What am I going to do? I'm going to fuck the system properly. He decided this, and I kind of imagine if I had, the first thing I would think, apart from helping people, I want to fuck everyone who's there embedded into the system. And I get that.
Thank God you clarified who you want to fuck.
Fine. Well,
yeah, yeah. He did. And it's true. He did. He fucked his mistresses and he fucked porn stars. And allegedly, he got peed on by Russian hookers. And then we have a tape, which we'll show next week. So yes, basically you are correct.
I think these are all false news. I think all these things have been made up to
defame
dirty his name, to sully his name.
I know.
I think he's a cool customer. I think the
Okay.
bad stuff made up about him is always made up in order to bring down the one person that's trying to do something different. There you go.
Sure. And you know what's really good? I know that the Trump for president will be reaching out to you later to help them be the campaign manager. So that's good. I know you're here for him.
American.
You know what though? They don't seem to care. If you can help him get elected, apparently he'll be there. And you know why he'll come on the show?
That would change the scale.
He needs the whatchamacallit. He needs the cigar bill.
I think I know who's going to get help. I know who's going to help Trump get elected.
Who, Biden?
Biden.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Now, his suggestion: can we do round 2 in reverse psychological order?
We can. Who do you want to go first?
Well, whoever came went last. So you went last, so you go first.
Let me look and see which one of my people will beat anyone of your losers.
I think I think if I could give you and offer you a small piece of advice, choose carefully because you got screwed in the last round. I think you need to go for.
Wow.
Have you noticed the temperature's been turned up on this show slightly?
Yeah.
But here's the good thing. I still look like a Bond villain, and you two look like beach bums.
I look like Salamanca on his day off.
I was gonna say, you're like Boris Johnson on a bender.
And I'm the one who looks like somebody who's come from the office.
No, you look like the resident expert. That's what you look like.
True. You do. You look like you're the billionaire. So okay. So there you go.
Yeah.
So I picked somebody who founded the Yan dynasty. He's the grandson of somebody great, and he is the gentleman who made Beijing, and that is Kubla Khan, the great grandson of Genghis Khan.
In Xanadu did Kubla Khan his stately pleasure dome decree. That's the poem. That's the poem.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Now try to beat that, gentlemen.
See, I told you guys, I'm never in the game with you both.
Well, apparently, I didn't realize it was a competition until a couple of weeks ago, and now it's like, oh, screw this! I got to pick out
everything's a competition.
Yeah. All of a sudden, it's like I'm with my mates, and it's like, well, this is a competition now. And people that I know that watch it, that talk to me, they're like, you when it was the two of us, it's like you guys were competitive, and then you added this other guy, and the three of you were like, oh, I can top you. I can top you. It's like who's can top the next. So. That's my throw out is Kubla Khan, who basically, if it wasn't for him, there'd be no Yan Dynasty and there'd be no Beijing. So if you have somebody that built a city, good luck with that.
That very famous poem that I quoted, I used to know the whole poem, but that is all about Kubla Khan establishing a magnificent city as his pleasure dome, if you feel like it. Yeah. So that's a good attempt. Good attempt. Well done.
Wow. Okay. Go ahead.
No, I'm giving it a compliment. It's a compliment.
Oh no, I appreciate it. Yeah.
That's
like saying
it's not going to be.
I know. That's like saying your baby's pretty if it wasn't so ugly. I got it. Go ahead.
Usman, would you like to have a go at beating that?
Yes, sir. No. Character. Because I took the inspiration from Raza last time, and I was like, I'm gonna go fictional. Okay, so I'm going to have the pleasure of inviting Mr. Muhammad Bhuta, specifically in the tone it needs to be said. Mr. Muhammad Bhuta from Toba Texing, who is actually someone who can't even afford a single meal. Personally, but spends as it's a fictional character in a fictional.
No, there's some sound loss. Can you say it one more time?
Oh, okay. Yes, sir. So it is like Muhammad Bhuta from Toba Texing. So the only person you would who cannot even afford to live a single day without getting any aid or any financial assistance, but when goes out boasts like he owns a Lamborghini, He's just gotten off a Range Rover, and anyone and any person who feels like. The fun part in this whole character is that you come to Pakistan and you come to the central Pakistan, what I call as the Punjab province or Lahore, you will find so many on the roads like these. And would be spending like $100 when they don't even have $10 in their pocket. To me, they are the lavish spenders we should be.
So you're saying they're
kind of
proportionally big
avoiding.
spenders. Proportionally big spenders.
Yes, exactly.
You see, Usman has
and
an
Pakistan
intellectual
is in
edge on these
Pakistan.
conversations.
Thank you very much. Pakistan is in the state that we owe debt to anyone and everyone in the world because of this kind of spenders. So this is a national
Donald
dilemma
Trump.
which I'm going to talk about.
Donald Trump. Got it. A fictional character. Okay.
So you're talking about
Totally
people
get
who spend money they don't have.
Yeah, happy about it. Twice, Stephen has mentioned Donald Trump today. He started to like that.
No, trust me. No, we're good.
Well,
We just want him on the show.
A good attempt by both of you. Good attempts.
Oh God, here we go.
Good attempps.
Oh God,
Okay.
Here we go.
Now, since we're talking about, so it's my second round. I'm going to try and beat both of you.
Okay.
I already know in my head that I will, but let me announce.
Okay.
Shall we wait for Usman to come back, or shall we go for it?
He's right there.
Very much here. Very much here. Very much
There
here.
we go.
I was just.
Are you ready?
I was just.
Are you
So that
ready?
I was just
pick
getting
a
my
lavish.
best so that I can save myself from your bombardment.
I am, and you do well to do that. I am going to pick royalty.
Ooh, I'm here. You don't have to pick me. I'm on the show.
On that note, Mr. Trump, hello, hi. I'm going to pick royalty, and I am going to pick royalty that knows how to spend, wears the most lavish clothes,
Marie Antoinette.
the biggest belt buckles, diamond-studded belt buckles.
Elvis Presley.
Elvis, the king.
Seriously? I just nailed it. Oh my God.
Absolutely.
You nailed it. No
Okay.
more. I mean, Michael Jackson was a wimp compared to the way that Elvis spent money. And Elvis, if someone says the king, 99% of the people on this planet will say Elvis.
Elvis. Well, of a certain age, I think as time passes, when you say the king, people are going to be like, who? You know, it's a certain generation.
I really don't care about what the younger generation thinks. Our generation, the relevant generation would say Elvis.
Yeah, I agree.
And whether it's private jets, whether it's velour suits, whether it's cocaine habits, whether it's whatever it is. I mean, he went to the nth degree. Elvis went to the food. My goodness. Elvis went to the nth degree. And on top of that, apparently extremely charitable human being. Extremely charitable human. And so I was going to always win this round with Elvis.
Sure, let's go with that. So, yeah, no, Elvis is great.
Okay.
Now, let me clarify one thing. It doesn't really make me happy to win. It's not that I've got this fixation on winning these rounds.
Yes, it is.
But unfortunately, that's the way it's panning out this week.
Okay, sure, no problem.
So
we'll go.
my apologies. I'm sorry that I'm picking the best guests.
Yeah. You know what's also good about you, which I love, that you're so modest. I love that your humility, your modesty.
I am
it's
the
great.
most modest. The most modest.
You are. If you say so yourself. Yes, you do. And if you want to know how modest he is, you ask him. He'll tell you. So
that's right. That's exactly right. That's a Don Rickles thing, isn't it?
That's very much a Don Rickles thing. You ask him. He'll tell you. So that's awesome.
Round 2, I won.
Round 3.
Now,
yeah.
Round 3. Are we happy with Elvis? Are we happy with Usman? What was the name of your? What was it? Mohammed
Bhutta.
Mohammed Bhutta.
Mama Bhutta.
And yours was Stephen.
Mine the Sultan of Brunei.
Yours was Kubla Khan.
Yeah, Kubla Khan this time. Yeah, Kubla Khan.
Yes.
This is going to be an interesting dinner.
round 3.
I don't know.
That's
I don't know.
very
I don't know
interesting.
I don't know if we can afford to go to this dinner. So
Can I encourage Usman to cap off
No, we
round
can
3?
afford to, because we can. Sure, I can do that. But before that, I was gonna say, of course, we're gonna afford to go on that dinner, because
Everything's
you know
paid
the
for.
lavish spenders. They're gonna, yeah, they're gonna pay for us.
that's true.
What are you talking
That's true.
about?
We'll take my Falcon X7
now-
jet though. We'll go on my jet.
I have to remind myself who my third guest is.
Yeah.
Oh, another winner.
Cool.
Here we go. All right, Usman, it's all you.
No. My third guest is actually going to win this time, and both of you
Okay.
have to admit it. There's no other way it's gonna end. Third guest is a
Okay.
gentleman who is a very dear friend of mine. Is full of life, full of energy, smokes cigars. That's the best part. And the biggest thing, he doesn't give a shit to who Christian other are. What's his name? The other ones, brothers. Raza, what's his name?
Who?
One is Christian Tate, and what's the other brother's name?
Andrew
Christian
Tate.
Tate, and what's the other guy's name? Andrew Tate. Yeah, he doesn't give a shit about those people, and he's the one who plans. I have this. I am gonna squeeze the other side of the Joker lighter so that guy, if has a number 4, I'm gonna make sure I have the 3 and the 5 both, so both sides are covered by myself. So my dinner guest for tonight is Mr. Raza, sitting
Oh.
screen right now. Tell me, do you have any other one?
Now,
Who's gonna win
flattery
this?
will get you. Flattery will get
See,
you
this
nowhere.
this was my smart move. It's gonna take me anywhere this time.
Well, let me lower myself at the. So they say that the tree that bends
shit.
down the furthest is the one that rises back the highest.
Oh shit!
Thank you. You already have me as a dinner guest.
Yeah. No, but as a lavish spender, because I don't want to pay for the dinner guest.
You're putting it on me, are you?
Yeah. I love it. That's good.
Stephen, can you beat that? Can you beat me as a dinner guest?
Oh yeah, without a problem.
Without any problem whatsoever.
Without a problem. That's as easy. My next dinner guest. I have a list, but this is going to be. I was going to use Marie Antoinette, but she's no fun because she has no head.
Let them eat cake.
Yeah, and that's the problem. I don't want to eat cake at dinner. But my next dinner guest is famous for his extreme extravagance, including building lavish palaces, creating an enormous floating pleasure barge, which I was on at Lake Nemi, and reportedly attempted to make his horse Iticus a council and a priest.
Oh, I know, vaguely know.
He lived between 12 and 14 CE.
Historical figure.
Of course, it's a historical figure.
Yes.
What do you think?
Who are we talking about? Who are we talking about? You going to announce it?
Yeah, of course, Caligula.
Caligula, the emperor,
Yeah.
The Roman emperor.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it doesn't quite beat me as dinner guest.
Anybody that has a pleasure barge, he's my guy. So, in fact, I was there last week, and it was a beauty. You know what I'm saying? In fact, we played a new version of Russian roulette. We passed one girl around, and we had 6 girls. And we passed one of them around. One of them had VD. So it was a fun thing. We're very excited about it. That's an old Rodney Dangerfield joke. Go ahead.
You turn this conversation.
You're welcome. Anyway, that would be my third dinner guest, because that would be an interesting guest.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's looking at a piece of
Raza.
paper. It's all you, baby.
Oh, he's not gonna beat me. He's not gonna beat me in any case. Whatever he says.
I know.
Pick. I will pick. Hang on, before I come to my, is there any honourable mentions, gentlemen?
Yes,
Any
let me give
honourable
some.
mentions?
Marie Antoinette, Nicholas II, William Randolph Hearst, Imelda Marcos and her 3,000 shoes.
Imelda Marcos in her handbags.
Yeah.
That's right. Yes.
And her shoes. Kim Jong-young, an Indian businessman named Musha something or other who built a 27-story skyscraper.
Mukesh
Skyscraper.
Mukesh
Yep,
Ambani.
in Mumbai. Right, he has 6 floors. Blah blah blah. the Roman Abramovich, the Russian oligarch, and Elon Musk. And last but not least, honorable mention would be Wen Zhejiang, the only emperor of China. He spent all his money on properties. So there you go. So those are my honorable mentions.
Usman, honorable mentions?
Yeah.
No honorable mentions for today. Because everyone in
dishonorable
Pakistan who has
mentions?
a lavish spender. Oh, thank you very much. I have a list of all the politicians.
Oh, wow. There's an answer. There's an answer. Every politician on the planet.
Every politician. Yes, there you go. Those would be dishonorable. I agree.
There's your short.
Yeah.
There's your YouTube short.
Yep.
Any dishonorable mentions? Any politician.
Every politician. Yes, I love it. That's awesome. I love it.
To cap this session off, will choose a dinner guest, the most miserly big spender. What a contradiction of terms.
Miserly big spender. What's this?
So he's known for his paucity with money, and yet with his huge spending spree on money. It's two totally opposite. There's two characters in one. Biggest miser and biggest spender at the same time.
Right.
John Paul Getty.
Oh yeah.
An absolute collector of fine arts around the world in a way that no one else ever did. He wanted to be like a Roman emperor, and yet would spend nothing on his family.
Armand Hammer was the same.
Sorry?
Armand Hammer. The guy with the baking soda. The original Armand Hammer. He was the same as well.
Armand Hammer, similar? Was he similar?
Oh my God, yes.
Well, there are these very rich misers, but they're rich for their own pursuits, but they're miserly for the pursuits of others. That's what it comes across. And I thought that contradiction in terms might be an interesting finale to this session, because John Paul Getty was known famously. There was a movie made about it with Christopher Plummer in it, I think. About when his grandson
got kidnapped. Yes,
was kidnapped, and he refused to pay the ransom, and wanted a bargain, and that left all sort of psychological problems and issues in that family, which money does, but the way that he treated money made those problems worse. And I thought that would be an interesting character to have dinner with, but also an interesting character to cap off this whole big spending conversation with. So
I like that.
we have some nice. I think the round 3, in my opinion, was the most interesting round.
Yes. Yes.
So,
here's the funny thing about money. And there's new money, which they call nouveau riche, and then there's old money. The people who have old money, you will never know they have money. Now, Raza has seen some of my watches, so there's stuff, but nobody's running around in a $2 or $3 or $5 million car. Everyone drives a normal car. Everyone lives in a normal house. Granted, we may fly in private jets, or we may fly up in the front of the bus. But realistically, if I'm walking down the street, thank you very much, we, old money, do not show it, because we were raised to respect the money.
Yeah.
Nouveau riche is all they're worried about is, can I make a YouTube, TikTok, or a Instagram out of it, and can I get likes? And I was raised.
It's a different world.
Yeah.
It's a world. It's
very
based
different,
on sort of affirmation and what other people think about us, and not what we think about ourselves, really.
Right. And I personally, and I always tell people they can play my favorite game, which is go hide and go fuck yourself. That's my favorite. It's my favorite game. I tell people to play it all the time.
Go hide and go fuck yourself.
Fuck yourself. That's a good short. Vicky, make it a short.
I have a British version of that. Take a running jump into the nearest river.
There you go. That's a polite way to say it. Mine's more New Yorkish. I'm a New Yorker, right? We get right to the point. But it's very funny. I have friends, and there's a difference between friends and acquaintances. I have friends who have fleets of whatever, but when we all go out to dinner, other than maybe our watches, maybe shoes, but you'd have to really know, or maybe something you're wearing. If you looked at us, when we walk into a nice restaurant, people are looking at us. I mean, we still dress nice, but people look at us, I think sometimes like, can they afford this? Meanwhile, everyone at that table can probably buy that city block 50 times over and still be able to buy it another 50 times over. So it's lavish spending has become, excess is fine to an extent, but to do it because you're trying to make yourself feel better or trying to get people to like you and those accolades is ridiculous. And I think, unfortunately, that everyone aspires today, not everyone, but most, they see these people on TikTok or whatever. And I'm like, but why? Like, no one needs to know whether you have $1 or $5 billion or anything in between, because you just put yourself at risk.
On that $5 billion, Mr. Donald Trump, Mr. President, salute.
Yeah, okay. and remember, all money does is bring an occasional smile to your face, and that's it. And that's what these people don't understand. It's if you can pay your bills and you have a roof over your head and you have dinner and you can eat, you're good. Just because you can't buy a Bugatti, you're okay. Because you know what? I hate to tell people this, but when you drive a Bugatti that gets 10 miles to the gallon, or you drive your BMW or your Honda, when you push the little button, they both start the same way. It's the same thing. It's an internal combustion engine.
Like you. If only everyone would think like you.
By
the way, I had a bit of a brain. I had a bit of a brainwave. That is exactly what. In your during your little session there.
My diatribe.
I have the theme. I have the theme for next week.
I got to write it down. What's the theme for next week?
I have the theme.
You can. Which you remember yourself. Which you remember yourself as well.
There's no way of forgetting this one. Primarily because it's in the current eye.
Thank you very much. If you want to talk about me, it's fine.
An hour and a half ago, I went on YouTube and I wanted to watch the highlights of the presidential debate yesterday evening.
Oh my God.
So I got 15 minutes into it.
Oh God.
But because these political, and also we've got the elections coming up in
July 4th. July 4th.
And I will be voting for none of these crap politicians, none of these liars, none of these fucking arseholes who think they know something about morality. One of the great observances of current day politics is people have just lost their moral compass. People are only interested in power. So this brings me on to my theme for next week, if both of you would oblige and acquiesce to this theme.
Sure.
The 3 dinner guests that we're going to pick are going to be current, alive world leaders. Not royalty. No royalty. Not royalty. No royalty. Unless that royalty represents the legality of their country. So what I mean to say,
there's only one.
We cannot pick. We cannot pick. We cannot pick royalty that is a notional
Charles.
figurehead. We can't pick notional figureheads, right?
Yeah.
So real world leaders, not past world leaders, not leaders who've expired. Current world leaders.
So Joe Biden is out. Joe Biden is out because he's already expired. Okay, so world leaders.
That's for you to interpret. Yes, well, there is that. Not be counted, but world leaders that are alive today, and that you would have dinner with. Maybe you want to extract information from them, whether you want to give them a piece of your mind. No one fictional.
Okay.
Let's do that. Are you up for it, gentlemen?
Are you kidding? I already have my list.
Absolutely.
I can't think of any, by the way.
Really?
Usual.
Oh my God, man! I've already got I'm going through to figure out who should make the top 3.
He says that, and he's gonna have people waiting in the list.
No. I actually the lavish spending list took me a little bit because I had to give real thought to it. World leaders, good, bad, or indifferent. I probably have met most of them, or we've been to their countries. So the world leaders I know, like this quickly, like that's an easy thing for me. So I've got world leaders already in my mind that I'm like, okay, we can have dinner with these guys.
Humility knows no bounds. Now, I wasn't trying on purpose to make this into a competition this week, so I wasn't really out to win. That was incidental. Next week.
Thank you very much for giving me the. Thank you very much for giving me this week's winning in that case.
So what box of cigars did he send you, Usman? What box of cigars did he send you to win?
Only the best.
Only the best. Okay.
Liga Privadas.
Only the best ones. Oh,
That's
don't
awesome.
tell me. Don't even go there.
Before I forget, it would be
Yeah.
nice if anyone who's watching this program and enjoying it or finding it ridiculously annoying to
I like
subscribe and put some comments down on
Like
this
and share.
YouTube program, because
Yeah.
as usual, Stephen will not only print them out and read them, he will then put them in the bin.
Yes.
So that's clearly a joke. Oh, there you go. There you got some stuff going on behind you just now.
I have people standing above me doing things like, you know,
There you
my
go.
my two gentlemen that help me put on my pants every morning. The one holds each leg.
So down there, please subscribe. Please click the like button or the dislike button. You may dislike this, and write something like, you know, fuck you, or that was great, guys. Do it again. That'd be great. If you do write fuck you, I may have to respond.
Spell it correctly, please. It's, you know, we're dealing with a generation that can't spell. So, yeah, if you can't spell it, don't write it. We had somebody comment once. I made fun of penguins, that are known as nuns, and they put two N's. So we wrote,
does anyone want to know what the culebra smokes like? Is anyone interested?
Please,
I know
please
what
tell
the
us.
Liga Privada is like. Usman told me.
Of course.
Yeah.
This is chocolatey coffee, and it is delicious.
That's going on my list. I'm gonna have to get my guy to send me some of those.
And I have had the privilege of smoking this cigar with Usman, sitting in Lahore, sitting in a beautiful lounge, and smoking with Usman. Usman, you know, I was ahead of the game there.
Yeah.
You're right. I'm actually waiting for you to come here so that I can open that last 3 cigars that I have. And
no sharing. I no sharing culebras. You smoked 3 all the way. And by the way, I made a good
That's
new
perfect.
friend.
I'll smoke all 3 of them. You're gonna sit and watch me.
I spoke recently with a newly acquired cigar buddy, and he tells me that the best way to smoke the culebras as the 3 twisted is to slice them at the end and smoke all 3 in one go.
That's what I thought when I first saw those. I was like, well, wouldn't you just slice them and smoke them together? But now that I know I can break them apart.
Of repute.
Oh, really?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh my God!
No names mentioned.
That was the last thing I could have heard from you. That was the last thing I could have gotten from you today.
It happens. Everyone, you know, if you're enjoying yourself, do it the way that you want to do it. If you want to do it that way, that way. If you want to disentangle, do it that way.
Well, what I'm going to do later, after I do Lost Dollar Business Club, is I'm going to join Caligula on his pleasure barge, and I'm going to smoke my cigars and drink scotch there while naked women feed me grapes. So, you know.
Yes.
Oh,
this program does go out, by the way. Everyone does see this program.
Yeah, I know. I'm aware who sees this program. Yes, sir.
Steven, just a Calibras thing, just to share, like, you've just seen the Pagas Calibras, and I mean, both of us praising a lot of the cigar. That is one of the best cigars in this format. They also have the new world versions of Calibras, and Davidoff
comes in this box
that is called as box. For the this is Pagas Calibras. That's the box. There's another box which calls as Davidoff C. So from the Calibras, they've shortened it to Davidoff C.
Okay.
And that is a very decent cigar. It's very milder as compared
to... have it lying around.
It's very mild as compared to the Pagas Calibras, but a very good one. And if I'm not wrong, Drew State has also come up with something similar. I haven't smoked them.
A lot of the bands,
maybe I'm biased.
These brands are doing these Culebras now, but this is the original, I think.
Yeah.
I like Pagas.
I'm a bit biased.
Yeah. But Davidoff always makes, you know what I like about Davidoff? And I mean, I know they used to do a lot in Cuba, but they don't anymore and blah, blah, blah. Any Davidoff I've ever had, and shout out to them, I've never had a bad smoke with Davidoff. You know what I mean? Like their cigar, whether they're full body, I've never had one that doesn't have a good draw. I've never had Davidoff always makes a good smoke. So I probably will try the Davidoff C, but the Pagas that you have, I called it an old Jewish man penis. That one, I'm going to go ahead and probably, I'll probably get that one from my chemist.
Why don't we smoke the Culebras when you come to London?
I will do well. When I come to London, we're going to be doing a lot of things. Half of it we won't be able to video. Apparently, there's laws, but it'll be fun. So, yeah. So all the places that you smoke, that you tell me about, that are all looking forward to my visit. I hope they realize that they'll be bankrupt by the end of the day, because between the Scotch cigars, good, and the Asian hookers. They're paying for all of it. Then we're going to enjoy it. And I'm kidding about the Scotch. But anyway.
You're about clickbait.
I know, it's all clickbait. But no, you said have Usman come, so I have to give enough notice that we can all try to get together. And maybe we'll have David come across and actually do the show. Yeah.
Actually, it would be nice at some stage for you to introduce Usman to David on perhaps another show. Usman is intellectual powerweight. Heavyweight, and you may. Usman's a marketing guy, and you may even throw him on Lost Dollar. What's it? The
Lost Dollar Business Club.
Lost Dollar Business Club.
Yeah. But, he should probably watch that show first before he says yes to anything. But if Usman's a marketing, I know he's talking with the cigar cutter people about them, sponsoring and sending us stuff. I know, because we're going to market them globally.
Yeah.
But we should figure out then how to market our show, this show, to everybody on the planet. So this is the go-to Saturday morning show for politicians and for cigar smokers and for everybody else that's interested in life and that wants to hear three guys talk. There you go. We should come up with a big marketing plan. So
I agree with you. Let's do that.
There you go. Other than me running for president, which after last night's debate, why not? So, if any idiot can run, I might as well throw my hat in the arena. So there you go.
There's a lot of people involved in last night's debate. In fact, one may almost call it a mass debate.
Oh, that's what you call a guy that's the head baiter on a boat. It was, as I used to say to people, this last night was mental masturbation. I watched the whole thing. It was funny. I was watching CNN, but reading the Financial Times, doing their fact checking. So I think out of every statement, I think maybe Trump got one that wasn't false, and then all the others were false. Biden, I think, had two or three that were wrong, but everything else was true, and he had three false because he just missed the numbers up on like Medicare pricing and whatever. And really, I like that, the fact checking. The problem is if you're a mega person, you're probably not going to care that Donald Trump said anything that wasn't true because you drank the Kool-Aid, and that's going to be the problem in this election. And I still stand behind what I said. It matters whether the Democrat wins or a Republican wins, there'll be a civil war, because people if a Democrat wins, if just say Biden goes away and it's Michelle Obama, Gary Newsom, whoever. But if a Democrat wins, the Republicans going to say it was stolen again. We're going to have problems. If a Republican wins, we're going to go into the 1932 style Germany, because Trump even said last night he's going to go retribution on Joe Biden's going to jail. He made it very clear last night, Biden's going to jail. So he's going to go after all these people in America, and especially I'm seeing the army. If you are standing behind the Constitution, that seems like that's a little out there for me. You know what I mean? There's things that are happening that I'm thinking to myself, these guys had considered them patriots, real patriots, forgetting if Biden is weak or not, right? Kennedy was weak. They got rid of Kennedy. You can put someone of power in there that's not going to destroy democracy. If you put a dictator or an autocrat in, basically Trump will become a Putin. There'll be no more elections. How do you then say that you are sworn to hold the Constitution? And that's where I think you're going to have war. I think you're going to have people are going to be like, nope, we've had it. You know what I mean? I think that's where we as a country will have an issue. And I think that's going to be interesting. I would love, and we've asked senators and congressmen to come on Lost Dollar. We've asked people to come on the show to talk to us about this political climate. And they all decline because they've seen what we say. And I'm like, I'm not saying anything that nobody else says. Like Bill Maher says the same stuff I say. And I say it usually ahead of him. And then Friday night he says it. We're doing this on Friday morning. And I laugh. I'm like, oh, we think alike. But because it's Bill Maher, they'll go on. Because it's us, they don't go on. We only have 100,000 subscribers. Bill has 3 million people. And I'm like, we need to start having a very serious intellectual dialogue about America and the dialogue. On Vaguely True yesterday, which will air on Sunday, I said, Americans are stupid. Full stop. We put our head in the sand. We're stupid. They know nothing. And
do you know what
last night is it?
Do you know, sitting over here, what the presidential debate feels like and looks like?
What? Comedy?
I think it's perhaps a relevant analogy.
Right.
It looks like one of those WWF wrestling matches build up.
Yes.
And it's got the same.
Oh,
It's got the
yes.
same level of ethics and morality as WWF. I remember when Hulk Hogan used to charge up and with the American flag and everything. Yeah.
Yep.
Everyone loves to talk about the concept of patriotism. Everyone likes to talk about I stand for freedom, and it's something that people love to dispose of in the title and not actually follow through with. And that's why I like Donald Trump so much, because he's very real. He's a man of the people.
Yeah. So is Hitler.
He's
Oh, yes.
I didn't say anything there. I don't know where that comment came from. I don't know where that
really. Okay.
But
so
there's an earthiness. There's a groundedness.
Oh, there's something.
Trump. He's he's been in trouble. He's a survivor.
He's a convicted felon.
He's worked hard to get where he is in life, and I think Donald Trump is Hulk Hogan.
Okay, I don't know if Hulk Hogan agrees with that.
And I think that Biden is a bit of the Snake the Jake kind of Jake the Snake kind of character, if you know what I mean. It's sort of like
yeah.
It's just
I think good, bad, or indifferent. The next 18 weeks is going to be very interesting. I think the Democratic Party needs to get their heads out of their asses, and they're going to need to be like, we need to come up with a real candidate. Like I said, Joe, love you, but you're just too old. And last night, unfortunately, you proved it. It was very telling. And Mr. Trump, I hate to say this, but you came across as an idiot as well. I know your team is going to suck your dick and tell you how wonderful you were, but realistically, you both embarrassed America. So when he was talking about no one respects us, trust me when I tell you, no one respects us because of last night. And I have friends all over the world, and you guys know I get up very early to do what I have to do globally. I've talked to people all morning, and they all said that was a joke. And they're all hoping that there's two other candidates. And they all said, if either one wins, your country is basically, and let me help everybody out, you're FUCKED. That's fuck. If you want to tell us, just in case you don't know how to spell it, that's where we are. And it's
I've had enough of this discussion on politics. That's why next week we're picking world leaders.
Well, I was going to say, and that's why after I do Lost Dollar Business Club, I'll be on the pleasure barge with Caligula, and we won't worry about it for a few days. Listen, it's a dirty job. Someone's got to do it.
Who won this week? Who I think Usman won this week.
I think, because he mentioned you. Of course, that's why.
Of course. I mean, it's an undisputed answer.
No, it was very good. And for the people that don't smoke cigars, this is literally like being at a chemist. How dare they not smoke them? But if you don't smoke cigars, this is what literally a dialogue at a chemist is, or a cigar shop is. This is the dialogue that goes on. And you'll sit there, you'll sit there for 12 hours smoking 19 cigars, doing this with your mates or with people you don't know. And as you can tell, no one yelled at each other.
Let me tell you something. The British Empire, maybe 100, 200 years ago, was the world global decisions and boundaries were set by 2 or 3 men sitting in a room smoking cigars in a smoking jacket. That's how work got done. That's how life got sorted. So this is a fairly good activity, because actually one of the great things of smoking a cigar is a bit like a truth serum. It's very disarming. You tend to say the things that are really going on in your brain. And for people who want to watch, actually what you're watching is people saying exactly what they feel for a change. So I think that's perhaps the benefit of watching a program like this. And it doesn't necessarily have to be us three that they're watching. If you watch any group of people or 2 people smoking a cigar even, you'll get the truth.
First of all, we're the only cigar show you should ever watch. That's just crazy talk. He was drinking. So our marketing guy should be jumping in. But no, at the end of the day, this is why smoking a cigar, if I'm not with anybody, I'm on my own. It's a nice 2-hour mini holiday. I can just think and reflect or read or listen to music. When I'm with you guys, I enjoy it because the dialogue is fun. And we can make fun of each other and laugh with each other. But at the end of the day, we all leave as mates, or for the Americans, that means friends. And it's like, we're all good.
I don't know what you're talking about. Everything I said was very serious.
Oh, guys.
Death wears
Yeah,
nice.
Get over here. Get
No,
over to London for more of this.
it's almost getting to 1 hour, which is why Raza started to do all of that stuff. We can understand that.
I do this because I enjoy it. I enjoy shooting briefs with both of you. That's why I do it.
Yeah.
It is very good. So, well, gentlemen, as always, it has been nothing more than a pleasure for me to have you guys with me for this hour. It's always fun. For the people that know, we usually either film on a Wednesday or a Friday. The show comes out on Saturday. And this is the best. I was going to say, just for the show continuity, this is the best Saturday morning, the way I'd like to spend it. If I was in the UK and Usman was in the UK, the three of us would get together daily. I know. And this is what we would do.
I do not have any other doubts in this one.
Yes, the three of us would be having a cigar every day together, whether it was early in the morning, afternoon, or night, just to like, how was your day? And just so everybody can vent. So this is a nice little venting session as well. But this is one of the shows. There's a couple others, but this is one of the ones that I very much look forward to seeing you guys, because I just enjoy the company. And because I didn't realize that you were a billionaire. Now you're my new best friend. So that's the way it works. So, but no, it's I enjoy it.
In my head.
in my head, yes. In my head, I'm a trillionaire. So, you know.
Oh yeah.
But no,
he's a gazillionaire in that case.
Yes, and I'm looking forward to seeing you guys in person. And Usman, when I'm coming to the UK, I'll let you know, and hopefully you can make a trip.
Do. Yeah,
and I will.
We can work something out.
We can work David into it too. I mean, David can't come with us. He can stand outside the cigar shops and outside the restaurants and watch us have a good time, because we don't want him to feel, we don't want him to get used to being included into things. So, but we love you, David. So if it wasn't for David, thank you for helping us. David's a cool.
I'm putting that on record. David's a cool cat.
Yeah. He's a very good guy. He's my business partner in the entertainment side of what I do. And if it wasn't for David, we have a quiz show. We have all these shows, all the graphics, David does everything. And I literally joke with David, my job is to sit here and look pretty, and I seem to do that well. So there you go.
Sounds good.
There you go. Gentlemen, it's always a pleasure. Don't forget to subscribe and like. Everybody, if you want to see us or hear us on a podcast, just look for Two Old Farts Making Noises. You can get that wherever you get your podcasts, on every single platform. And then just look for the Habanos Cigar Show, and there you'll go. If you want, you can catch us here on YouTube every Saturday morning, 6 a.m. Eastern time, which is New York time for those people that don't know. And yes, Rizzo, we realize that you've smoked your
down to the bone
your cigar. Yeah, well, always you do that. I still have this cigar. So the people on the Lost Dollar Club are going to see this cigar this way. So that reverses, the Lost Dollar comes out first, then this show. So people are in the Lost Dollar are going to be, that's strange. And then they'll come to this show and they'll see the whole iteration of the cigar. How was your cigar?
It was, my cigar is amazing. It's just that the heat, I couldn't even go beyond the first third. So I've been very slow today. It is extremely hot today. And which is why I was like, okay, let's keep it slow. But I love the cigar. So I'm gonna finish it now in the rest of my evening.
There you go. Well, and gentlemen, enjoy your evening, enjoy your day. I'm glad you could I'm glad you got over your hangover. We'll see you all next week. Everybody enjoy. Thank you for watching the show. Cheers, everybody.
Thank you. Cheers, boys. Bye-bye.